So this presentation is designed to give an overview of the HR department at the University of Texas at Austin. This is a state flagship university, and it has about 14,000 faculty and staff. That's including part-time faculty and staff. They also have another 10,000 part-time student employees, so quite a few people we're dealing with here. Just to give you an overview of the slides I have, I'll start with this mission statement here. I'll discuss the organizational structure. I'll showcase the many employee-related functions they have under the umbrella of HR. And then I'll discuss the involvement of HR in hiring, promotion, and tenure. The last part of the presentation will focus on the meat of our discussion. This is where I'll bring it back to our course textbook and draw some conclusions on how well HR conforms to the strategic HR vision by Evans and Chun. So you can see here our mission statement. We serve as a strategic partner by providing professional and organizational human resource solutions to the campus that attract, engage, and develop employees. Just a side note, I think it's interesting that they use the word strategic in their mission statement. So more on that later. Then they expand a little bit more. I wanted to include this as well. Human Resources provides innovative and strategic solutions to recruit, develop, reward, and engage staff and faculty at the university. We are dedicated to effectiveness of the university and our employees. As your strategic campus partner, we commit to be competent, to be responsive, to act with integrity, to innovate, to collaborate. They do expand a little bit more on these 5 commitments on their website. You can see below. This is where you would find that. And then lastly, there are 68 full-time employees that are part of the HR department there at UT Austin. Here you can see the organizational structure. The Assistant Vice President of Human Resources is Deborah Kress, and she reports directly to the Vice President of University Operations, Pat Clubb. And I found this on the organizational chart listed on the website. And then here I'll go into the employee-related functions that they have. The HR, first I wanted to kind of explain how HR is divided. It's divided into 4 units. The first is compliance and administrative operations. And this is kind of the transactional side of HR. There is a call center that serves as an entry point for employees or supervisors or anybody that needs an answer to a question relating to benefits, retirement, timekeeping, and that sort of thing. This is also the arm of the department that is responsible for complying with federal laws and state laws and UT system laws. They also do employee orientation, onboarding, and records. Then we have the organizational effectiveness, or OE, branch of the department. This department is really very strategic in itself. They serve as a resource. A lot of behind-the-scenes functions, talent management, employee development, and leadership development fall under organizational effectiveness. So they have HR representatives who make assessments to try to identify needs of the university, community, and then some of the other things that they do under this arm are strategic planning, job and position design, process design, compensation or classification changes, organizational restructuring, succession planning, and that sort of thing. So everything that's offered under OE is very customized to what exactly is needed in the university community. They also under OE have a Career Smart online portal where employees can find trainings on all sorts of things like workplace skills, management trainings, certificate programs, and that sort of stuff. The third unit is rewards. This is where they're maintaining benefits and retirement packages, also insurance programs, leaves of absence. But in addition to these essential functions, they also have a few employee-related functions like the work-life balance program. They also have several licensed counselors on campus, and a social worker. So instead of referring employees out to a third-party provider, they're right there on campus. This is also where the Employee Assistance Program is housed, the Occupational Health Program, Elder and Child Care Referral Services, the Employee Discount Program, and the Employee Wellness Program. And then the fourth unit is Strategic Workforce Solutions. The employees under this unit are really involved with engaging university-wide development of compensation and classification strategies. And what that means is really when there's a policy development or a project, let's say the state of Texas passes a new law, these are the people that have to make sure that we can implement it. They also take into account performance, whether that's faculty performance on research or employee performance, and make sure we're relating it back to compensation and classification of those job positions. So is HR actually involved with hiring, promotion, and tenure? The short answer is not really. For faculty and staff, they are serving that essential function of managing applications on the website, screening applications, performing background checks, processing I-9s when there's new hires. But aside from that, HR is not really involved with hiring. They're not helping make decisions for, with committees that are making hiring decisions. So there's nobody in HR that's helping to make decisions for faculty, staff, and student hiring. They also are not involved whatsoever in promotion or tenure. They are processing those changes in appointments and processing those changes in positions and salary. But aside from that, they're not doing much in the way of promotion or tenure. They're not at all engaged with the discussion leading up to decisions to grant tenure or to give a promotion within a department. So here we talk about really the point of our discussion. How well is HR addressing the needs of strategic HR within the university? Are they acting as a strategic partner and not just there to serve an administrative function? And just to remind ourselves what strategic HR is, Evans and Chun suggest on page 32 of our textbook that when an organization is doing this successfully, they are making the most of their precious human capital. The employees are feeling like the university is invested in them and committed to them. The employees feel like they're valued assets of the community. I did some additional research on the HR scorecard that's mentioned. This is Becker and Huslin from 2001, where they're taking a look at people, the strategy they're using, and performance, and they're creating an HR scorecard to figure out if HR is really being strategic. And so we don't really have time to do that. Another option is doing an audit like they suggest on page 96 of the HR department. This is very time consuming. Kent State has done it, and it's quite interesting what they found. But again, we don't have time to do that. So I just wanted to present a couple of examples of evidence of strategic HR within the University of Texas at Austin. The first example is really just the structure of the department. So it's structured into 4 different units: compliance and administrative, and then the rewards arms. Those are the essential functions of HR. We need them. Every organization does. But the other 2 units, OE and strategic workforce solutions, these are what really indicate to me that strategic HR concepts are in place. There are several full-time positions that are dedicated solely to facilitating and consulting around the topics of project management, change management, team effectiveness and leadership. They also have several other positions under these units that are dedicated specifically to strategic planning, job and position design, organizational restructuring, succession planning. So this tells me that they do have the evidence of strategy there. There's also the Career Smart collection of modules, which is really robust. This is taking into really helping employees take into their own hands their professional development and being able to enroll in their own trainings. Also, employees under these two parts of the department are involved campus-wide in committees. The second example is the strategic plan, which I found on the website for HRs. This is HR's strategic plan. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So I just wanted to draw your attention to number 4 and number 5. Number 4 says they are aligning and building HR programs. What they're looking at is performance indicators, and they're trying to draw those, align those, and draw them back to organizational decision making. The next one, number 5, establish HR as a strategic partner. They really want to be involved. They want a seat at the table. Is what this sounds like to me. And they want it to be campus-wide. They want to be involved early and often in participation. Policy decisions here, strategic initiatives here, but it also has this collaboration aspect to it, and it shows that they're actually making professional development a priority. So these initiatives actually show me that there is strategic HR in place. They're thinking big picture, they're thinking systemically, they're being innovative, they're trying to come up with some solutions, and when you think back to their mission statement, there is verbiage there that indicates they're trying to be strategic as well. But you can never be doing enough, so some recommendations for improvement, and here I had my, just in case you need it, my reference list for, well, it'll be at the end. Just a couple of recommendations for improvement at the HR department. First is recognition. I don't think you can ever be doing enough recognition. I didn't see a lot of evidence. I'm sure they are doing quite a bit, but I don't think you can ever do enough. UT Austin is an extremely diverse campus, and hopefully they are recognizing leaders across campus, but I would really like to see recognition of diversity leaders that are doing things, stepping up and taking initiative and doing things that are making the campus more successful. The second recommendation is the employee satisfaction survey. The last one I saw evidence was back in 2012, and I think this is something that needs to be happening every year, and they need to be publishing those results on the website. Another, kind of option stemming off of this is maybe even doing some focus groups, talking to stakeholders around campus and figuring out what's going on, how people are really feeling. Or maybe something more longitudinal, an employee satisfaction survey over the long term. My third recommendation is the obvious one, aligning HR with the promotion and tenure decisions and even hiring decisions. So do we have HR representatives at the table helping campus departments figure out what they need? My guess is no. And then they really need to be part of the discussion when it comes to who they're going to be promoting or granting tenure to. They need to be part of that discussion a lot earlier. So this wraps up my presentation. You can see here my references. If you'd like to reach out, please make a posting to the discussion board with any questions, suggestions, or feedback. And thank you so much for your time today.